What does the term neurodiversity mean to you?
To me, that speaks around how we're all of different minds, different opinion, and how you need to be cognizant of other people's views.
I think for me, it just goes back to inclusion. So just making sure that everybody can be included in the right way to be able to participate in the workplace like everyone has the right to.
I have an idea of the direction. Yeah.
It really means a wide spectrum of how people think and then how they behave.
Can you share an experience where you have supported a neurodivergent individual?
I was fortunate to work in India for a couple of years with a former employer, and that led to a lot of conflict around cultures and a lack of understanding around working habits and practices and so on and so forth. So the employer that I was involved with at the time, I had to do a lot of sort of team building and whatnot around that to make people more aware of lives on different sides of the world, in essence. So that would probably be the closest example I could think of in terms of my working life in the past.
I haven't needed to sort of explicitly help someone, but there's been a couple of colleagues who've told me that they've had specific issues diagnosed, and then I think for me that just makes it a lot easier for me to understand and manage in a meeting, and so in that sense probably it's just being aware is actually really good, and then sort of understanding, you know, what might be issues or what might be a problem, or like for example if you have to design a meeting in a certain way, then things like that I've done. I've not sort of directly helped someone, but it's been more now that you know, when people are starting to talk about it a wee bit more, then it's just I feel like you just know more and you can be a little bit more sort of at the ready to respond in a better way, basically.
I had a few people in my life who needed adjustments, both at work and at home, and I think I've responded quite intensively to their needs, because their needs are maybe a bit different to mine, but they're just as important.
What role do you think training and awareness plays in creating a more neurodiverse friendly workplace?
I know there's a stigma around it, but I actually think the more people know, it would, well, obviously therefore it'd be less stigmatised, but then I think also people would just be able to deal with it better, and then I guess you would get maybe less discrimination as well. Because most of the time people are nice and people don't want to trigger things or be annoying, but they just don't know, or they don't know how to deal, or they feel awkward. So if you can take away that awkwardness and let people know, I think actually would help. But that would need probably awareness and acceptance of someone actually accepting to be trained in that as like a thing, so that they want to learn that and apply that in their work, which is maybe the first bit you need to get in terms of awareness and sort of understanding from people before they can actually then take it on.
My impression is it's getting better, and the kind of public awareness is also improving, but yeah.
Yes, I do, because I sort of had to learn it, and I mean, I've been a chief executive. I own my own company now and meet lots and lots of people at work, and I know that you'll get the best from people when they feel a lot more comfortable about, you know, how they're being treated, and adjustments that are, you know, going to help them to perform well. I think it's definitely improving. I think whether there's absolutely genuine buy-in from leadership all the time is maybe still in question. I think sometimes it might be that people are doing it because they have to, as opposed to doing it because they understand it or realise the benefits to the individual as well as the business.
For more information and guidance on neurodiversity in the workplace and making adjustments, visit www.acas.org.uk/neurodiversity-at-work.